She sat across from me at the kitchen island, swirling the last of her wine in the glass, her smile bright but edged with something I couldn't quite place yet. We'd just finished dinner, salmon I'd grilled on the balcony of our downtown loft, and the city lights were flickering on beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows. At 31, I'd worked hard to get here. Senior software architect, solid salary. This beautiful place I'd bought 2 years ago. My fiancée, Lauren, 28, was the creative one. Graphic designer, always full of energy, always planning the next adventure. We'd been together 5 years, engaged for 8 months, wedding set for next spring. "Babe," she said, leaning forward, elbows on the marble, "I have the best idea. Mia and Tara want to do a long weekend in Vegas. Just us girls. We've been talking about it forever." I nodded, wiping my hands on a napkin. Vegas sounded loud and expensive, but I trusted her completely. "That could be fun. You deserve a break after that huge client project." Her eyes lit up. "Exactly. It's only 4 nights. Flights are reasonable if we book soon. I was hoping you'd help me grab the tickets on your Amex. Those points add up fast, and I'll Venmo you my share next paycheck." I pulled out my phone right there, found the flights, and booked hers before dessert. She kissed me across the table, tasting like Cabernet and gratitude. I felt good about it. Supportive fiancé, giving her space to unwind with her oldest friends. 3 days later, everything tilted. She was out running errands on a Saturday morning, and I was on the couch debugging code on my laptop when her smartwatch buzzed on the coffee table. She'd forgotten it again. The preview flashed across the screen. A message from someone saved only as D Vegas Crew. "Can't wait to have you all to myself in that suite." Where the black set I like. My chest tightened instantly. I told myself it was probably nothing. Maybe a joke, maybe a wrong contact, but the words "all to myself" lodged like a splinter. I picked up the watch. Her passcode was still our anniversary date. I shouldn't have opened it. I know that. But once I saw the group chat titled Vegas Chaos 2026, I couldn't stop. That it wasn't just Mia and Tara. The chat had 6 people: Lauren, Mia, Tara, this D guy, Dylan, from the profile pic, plus 2 others, Connor and Seth. They'd booked a 2-bedroom suite at a high-end strip resort, not separate hotel rooms like she'd told me. The plan was clear: 3 couples sharing to split costs. Dylan was openly paired with her in the messages. They joked about which bed they'd claim, about keeping the noise down so the others could sleep, about how much fun it would be to finally stop pretending. Then came the parts that hurt worse than the flirting. Lauren, "Jake is being so clingy about the trip details. Thinks he needs to know everything." Dylan, "Let the accountant worry about spreadsheets. Will be too busy for him to cross his mind." Lauren, "Haha, true. He's sweet but so predictable. Pays for everything and never complains. Almost feel bad using his points for this." Dylan, "Don't. He'll never know what hit him." That I sat frozen, reading months of buildup. Inside jokes, late-night voice notes, photos I wished I could unsee. She hadn't just hidden the truth. She'd mocked me to them. Called me reliable in the same breath she used to laugh about how easy it was to manage me. I screenshotted everything, sent the images to my phone, cleared the recent activity on her watch. Then I closed the laptop, walked to the balcony, and stared at the traffic 30 floors below until my pulse slowed to something human again. When she came home an hour later, arms full of shopping bags, humming along to whatever was in her AirPods, she found me sitting in the same spot, lights off, city glowing behind me. "Hey you," she said, dropping bags by the door. "Miss me? Just thinking about your Vegas trip?" I said quietly. She paused, toeing off her shoes. "Oh yeah? Excited for me? I was looking up the resort you mentioned, the one Mia booked. Couldn't find a block of regular rooms available those dates, but there are plenty of suites." Her smile faltered for half a second. "We upgraded last minute. Better deal for the group." "Group of 6? I asked. She went still. "What are you talking about?" "Dylan, Connor, Seth. The 2-bedroom suite. The black set he likes." The color drained from her face, then rushed back red. You went through my watch? I saw a notification. Then I looked, and I saw everything, Lauren. The jokes about me paying for your flight so you could share a bed with someone else. Calling me predictable while you planned this behind my back. She crossed her arms, chin lifting, the defensive stance I knew too well. You had no right to snoop. I had every right when my fiancé is lying to my face and using my credit card to fund a hookup weekend. It's not like that, she snapped. Dylan is just a friend from the design conference last year. We're all going as a group to save money. Nothing is planned. Then why lie about who's going? Why hide the sweet? Why laugh about me being clueless? She paced to the window, then back. Because you overreact about everything. You get jealous if I even mention another guy's name. I needed one weekend without feeling watched. So you decided to share a bedroom with one instead? Nothing was going to happen, she insisted, voice rising. Not unless you kept pushing me away with this controlling bullshit. I stayed seated, voice level. I'm not controlling you. I'm asking for basic honesty. She stopped pacing, planted her hands on her hips, and looked down at me like I was a disappointing employee. Fine. Here's the honesty. I'm going to Vegas. I've been looking forward to this for months. I deserve to let loose without you hovering. She held up one finger. Option 1. You trust me, you stop acting paranoid, and you let me go have fun with my friends. Second finger. Option 2. You can't handle it and we're done. I won't stay with someone who doesn't trust me. She let her hand drop, expression hard, waiting for me to crumble. I looked at her for a long moment, feeling the weight of 5 years settle and then lift away. Those are my only choices? Yes, she said, almost smug. Your move. I'll think about it, I said. You heading to yoga? Yeah, I'll be back in 2 hours. Hopefully you'll be in a better mood by then. She grabbed her bag and left, door clicking softly behind her. The same soft click it always made, but it sounded final this time that as soon as her car pulled out of the garage, I called the one person I knew would understand consequences better than anyone. My future father-in-law, Victor. Victor was a widower, former detective, now private security consultant. Tough, fair, old-school values. He'd always treated me like the son he never had. When Lauren and I got engaged, he pulled me aside, clapped me on the shoulder, told me he was proud she'd found someone steady, someone who'd take care of her. He'd even co-signed the loft mortgage to help us get a lower rate, because family looks out for family. He answered on the first ring. Jake, everything good? Not really, Victor. Can I come over? I need to show you something about Lauren. And I might need help moving some things. Silence for a beat. I'm home. Doors open. His house sat on 5 wooded acres 20 minutes outside the city. When I arrived, he was on the porch in jeans and an old police academy hoodie, coffee in hand. The warmth in his eyes dimmed the moment he saw my face. Living room, he said simply. We sat on opposite ends of his leather sectional. I handed him my phone, opened to the screenshots, and let him scroll. I watched the muscle in his jaw tighten, watched his eyes narrow, watched him pause on the messages where she complained about his ancient rules and how easy it was to get money out of both of us. When he finished, he set the phone down carefully, like it might explode. She said this about me? His voice was low. And worse about me. She's using the ticket I bought to go share a suite with another man. And she just gave me an ultimatum. Accept it or lose her. Victor leaned back, stared at the ceiling a long time. Then he nodded once. The loft is in both your names, but I co-signed. Mortgage is current. Yes. Good. We'll handle this clean. He stood. Grab your keys. I'll follow you in the truck. We drove back in silence. Once inside the loft, we worked methodically. Only her things. Clothes, shoes, cosmetics, art prints she'd chosen, the plants she babed. Anything I'd paid for stayed, furniture, TVs, kitchen stuff. Victor folded her sweaters with the same precision he once used for evidence bags. We filled a dozen boxes and loaded them into his pickup. When the last box was stacked, the place looked half empty, but also lighter. I wrote a short note on the kitchen notepad. You gave me 2 options that I chose the third. Your dad has your belongings. Key is on the counter that I left her engagement ring beside it, the one I'd saved 6 months to buy. Victor surveyed the bare shelves, nodded approval. She can stay in the guest room until she sorts herself out. But she's on her own financially from here. Thank you, I said. We shook hands, firm, long, and he drove away. I packed an overnight bag, forwarded the loft security cameras to my phone, and headed to my brother's place across town. She arrived home around dusk. I watched the footage later. She walked in expecting an apology dinner, maybe flowers. Instead, she found echo and absence. She wandered room to room, confusion turning to panic. When she reached the kitchen island, saw the ring and the note, she sank to the floor and cried. Not soft, remorseful tears, but loud, furious ones. She tried calling me, blocked, tried Victor. From what he told me later, he answered only to say, "Your things are in my garage. Come get them before the sprinklers run tonight." Then hung up. She still went to Vegas. Pride demanded it. But I disputed the Amex charge. Unauthorized use by someone no longer in the relationship, and the ticket was canceled. She bought a new one last minute, draining her savings. Mutual friends later filled in the rest. The sweet party fell apart fast. Dylan lost interest once she arrived emotional and broke. The other couples paired off, leaving her on the pull-out sofa. She spent most nights alone at the casino bars, charging drinks she couldn't afford, texting friends back home about how free she felt while quietly spiraling. She returned quieter, thinner, posting cryptic quotes about growth and cutting toxic people out. Reality settled in quickly. No loft, no fiancé's income, Victor enforcing repayment on the car he'd co-signed. Within weeks, she was crashing on Mia's couch, then a cheap extended stay hotel. The Hoover attempt started a month later. First came the mutual friends. "She's really struggling. You were together so long. Maybe talk?" I blocked each messenger. Then the direct ambush. I was leaving the office late one Thursday, heading to the parking deck, when I heard her voice behind me. "Jake!" I turned. She stood under the fluorescent lights looking worn, hair in a messy bun, makeup unable to hide the dark circles, wearing an oversized coat I didn't recognize. "You changed your number," she said, attempting a sad smile. "And the loft code. What do you need, Lauren?" "To talk. 5 minutes." She stepped closer. "I messed up. I was stupid and selfish. Vegas was awful. I spent the whole time wishing you were there. I miss us. I miss you." I stayed by my car, keys in hand. "You missed the life we had. Not me." "That's not fair," she whispered, eyes filling. "I'm staying at the extended stay off 75. I lost my good clients after the drama leaked. Dad barely speaks to me. I'm scared, Jake. Please, just let me come home. We can fix this." I looked at her and felt nothing. No anger, no longing. Just the calm of distance. "There is no home to come back to," I said. "I sold my share of the loft to a colleague last week. Victor handled the paperwork. Place closes next month." Her mouth opened, closed. "You sold it. You ended us the moment you decided I was just the safe option you'd outgrow. I'm not waiting around for you to decide I'm useful again." Tears spilled, but her voice sharpened. "So that's it? You throw away 5 years because I wanted one weekend of fun. You threw it away when you lied, mocked me to another man, and demanded I fund it or lose you." She hugged herself, voice breaking. "I have nowhere to go." "You have everywhere to go," I said, opening my car door. "You wanted freedom. You got it." As I pulled away, my phone lit up on the console. A text from Nicole, the marketing director I'd started seeing a few weeks earlier. "Dinner tomorrow still good?" I smiled, typed back yes, and merged onto the highway and the rear view. The parking deck lights shrank, and with them the last shadow of what we'd been. I chose option 3. And I've never slept better.